Who's your gardener here? Hello, YouTube. Well, while I was at work today, my wife canned all the green beans. I picked and snapped these. We got about 10 quarts out of them. I'm down here in the canning room, basement, whatever you want to call it, garage. I brought you down here to show you a vegetable that's actually a double food for people. And a lot of people don't know it and they don't utilize it, but I'm going to show you what it is. Beets. So I pulled some of the beets and I'm getting ready to process those. Now I'm just going to make sugar beets out of them, or pickled beets. But the beet greens are some of the best greens that you can eat. They are by far the most nutrient, and being that they are a superfood already, it's real easy to can them up just like you would spinach. So here's what I'm going to show you. Now I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm videotaping by myself, but I'm going to show you what I do when I go to process these. I take my leaf, and I just got a cheap pair of scissors down here. Don't get your wife's good ones. You want to get a beating. You go use her good scissors. That'll get you a beating. What I'll do is I'll just take those scissors, and where this main rib is in the center of this leaf, is I'll go off to one side or the other, and I will just trim that leaf off, and so the stem can go into the trash can there. And anyways, once I'm done, what I'm doing is I'm just taking them and I'm putting them in my bucket here, and I'm going to put some water in this because I'm not going to be able to get to them today. So I'll put some water in them, and first thing tomorrow I will start canning them dudes. The way that I do them, I don't know. I have to give kudos to our gardening buddy that has gone on to be with the Lord, and that was Don down there in Louisiana. He had the channel down there that was web caging, I think is what it was. And anyways, he was the Bayou Gardener, and because of him, it spawned me to think, you know what he's doing is actually something pretty awesome. He's putting out information, and for younger people to learn and understand, because I went to the internet when I first started gardening, and he was such a big influence and a big help on what I was doing or trying to learn. And so I have to give kudos to him, even though he's not with us any longer. But he taught me how to make greens, not just beet greens, but mustard greens. He liked to grow those, and collard greens and so forth. But what I do is I take a pound or two of bacon, depending on how many greens you got, and I will fry that bacon up and break it up into little crumbles, like bacon bits. And I fry not eggs. I fry some onions and get them just about translucent. I mix them together and put in a little bit of, not a whole lot, but a little bit of garlic, and mix that all together. And when I go to can these, I put maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, depending on how much bacon I've got, in the bottom of every jar. And then I put the greens in on top of them. The beet greens, this works for any greens. Collard greens, beet greens, mustard greens. And man, they are phenomenal. All you got to do is open the canning jar up, put them on the stove, and heat them up. You do have to process them for 90 minutes because it's a meat, anything that is meat based, you got to process for about 90 minutes or longer, depending on what you're canning, but pretty common 90 minutes. But it's a really easy second food off of one vegetable, if you know what I mean. I'm pickling the beets. You could cook the beets, fry the beets, however you want to make beets, and then you still have another food source here. So don't just top them and throw them in the garden. Eat them. That's what the good Lord gave them to us for. All right, who's your gardener here? Lord bless. Have a good day.